can't believe in the same week, DC released their worst project ever with Joker Folie à Deux, and then one of the best DC projects with the TV show The Penguin. And then amidst all of this, James Gunn is over on Twitter and announced two new movies. One being an animated movie about Jason Todd and Dick Grayson, and the second one is a Bane and Deathstroke movie. What the hell is James Gunn doing? We've been saying this since day one, but Gunn is way too active on Twitter and he's confirming shit left and right that makes me question, does he really have a plan? Much less one that he can pull off, because these are some really wild confirmations from all of the different actors he's confirmed to appearing in the Superman movie to delaying the Batman by a year. There is plenty of things to talk about with what the hell Gunn's been doing at DC, because this is DC's last shot and it's not looking good, folks.
Yeah, I would agree. Griff and I were happy when he was announced
Very
because
happy.
he's a solid dude. Well, as far as
Comics
his
goes.
job, he knows comics. He reads them. He did three very solid movies for Marvel. So it's nothing against his craft. We know that the guy is a talented, artist. But ever since he was announced, it took him a while, and understandably so, to get the reins, talk to producers, and then he came out with this announcement. That announcement that he came out with, his first part of his presentation, we were excited for. Not all
Yeah.
of it. I mean, some of that shit
Like
is
the Amanda Waller
entirely out of,
show.
yeah, like who fucking wants an Amanda Waller? And I know we're saying that, and the show will probably be good because who fucking wanted a Penguin show? And the show is fantastic. But like Creature Commandos, I haven't met a single person that gives a single fuck about that yet.
Not
Me
to mention that's the
personally,
start of his DC universe too.
there's a lot of stuff that he's announced. As Griff says, the dude's way too active. He needs a fucking hobby, man. He needs to, I don't know, take karate or some boxing class. I don't know, just occupy himself with a little bit something other than work. I don't understand some of his decisions, to be honest with you. I don't understand why the Batman was pushed back an entire year. That movie came out in 2021. I know there's sequels that get made 20 years later. I get it, but the Batman shouldn't be taking fucking 4 years to get the set. I don't believe Matt Reeves when he was like, yeah, I just now finished the script. There's no way in hell. Matt Reeves hasn't done a single other thing other than the Penguin show. So I don't believe that he didn't have that script locked.
Yeah.
I think James Gunn didn't want the Batman to compete with his Superman movie, which is dumb because it shows that he's got very little faith in his movie. And everything I've read convinces me of the fact that he just didn't want the Batman to compete with, because the Batman would have, I don't care what any Superman fans, my brother's one of the biggest Superman fans out there. And I'm telling you right now,
Batman would
the
stomp.
Batman 2 or any Batman project comes out next to Superman, Batman's going to smash Superman to the fucking ground because Batman is the bigger name. He's the
Easily.
more likable hero easily. It's kind of like, if you ask me, and I'm a hardcore Batman fan, who's the more popular, Batman or Spider-Man? Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man is by far way more popular than Batman. That
Yeah.
doesn't burn me in the butt. It's just this, it's a known
It's a
fact.
fact.
So, but the fact that he pushed it back, it's weird. He announced Batman the Brave and the Bold, and I was through the fucking moon with that. But now it's like, dude, what's he? Every time they ask him, he's like, yeah, we don't have a writer yet. Why don't you fucking have a writer for that movie yet? How long ago was that announced, Griff? A year ago?
Oh, it was well over years, probably closer to 18 months, and not to mention that
That's insane.
they got Andy Muschietti to direct it right after the Flash fiasco, and they still have him on board to do it. Dude, that
I don't
movie is gonna be
see.
crazy.
I'm willing to give Andy a shot because I've seen shit that he's done that I've liked. Hands down, I'll die on this hill. I can't blame him from The Flash. That fucking movie
I
was
do
a
blame him from
train wreck
Flash.
because they switched so many directors.
Yeah.
The whole Ezra Miller situation, the fact that Ezra was a producer on that film, the fact that he had a lot of say in altering the script, and that script was altered more times than I've wiped my ass in an entire year. That shit is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that Andy decided to defend the bad CGI, but other than that, I don't know if I can blame him for that movie being as fucking bad as it is,
That's fair.
given the time
Yeah.
he was given. I also don't blame him for it because a lot of these people, Gunn, Saffron, they'll put a project out there and project this shit, and then they'll shit all over it. Be like, oh, it wasn't my. Andy was like, yeah, it was supposed to be that way, and we did our best, and this and that shows that at least he's like, I'm sinking with my own ship. All right, my ship is
Yeah.
sinking. I'm going down there with it. I'm not gonna throw them under the bus. For instance,
I didn't get that vibe
the
for him.
the Joker 2 comes out, which you guys crapped all over Griffin and I, and
That
we
movie's
told you this movie was
awful.
going to be shit when we saw that trailer, and we were right. That movie,
It
which
was
proves
worse than
one
we
thing,
thought it was going to be in the trailer. That's the
which if nothing else proves one thing, we have great taste because this movie's ass.
This movie sucks.
Peter Safran and James Gunn have come out and they were like, yeah, it wasn't really under our banner. We really didn't okay that. Yes, you fucking guys did. Get out of here
Yeah.
with that
Uh,
nonsense.
They've done it with
Just
not Gun. Gun didn't do it with Batgirl, but Warner Brothers canceled things that have been more finished than Joker 2 for tax reasons. You could have easily done it here, especially since Warner Brothers is hemorrhaging money right now. This
yeah,
is the movie to cut for a tax break, especially since it cost after marketing, let's
this fucking
400
movie
million,
costs like yeah, no, 100. It's up there in 100. I think it's like
200 million
140
in
something like
budget,
that.
and then the marketing budget, which is probably close to double, is just insane.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Definitely one of the
It is the worst movie of the year.
three worst projects I've seen this year. It's a piece of garbage. I mean, James Gunn praised fucking The Flash. He was like, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
fantastic movie. He was like, it's one of the greatest superhero movies out there ever made, I think he said. And
Yep.
no, it's not. And then he didn't have a thing to say about when it came out and it bombed. I know he's doing a Superman movie, and I know I've said this before,
God, that movie's gonna suck.
but the dude that
It's gonna
he
be
got to
okay.
play Superman is a slightly younger looking version of Henry Cavill. So that makes
With
no
a bad
sense.
haircut.
With the horrible haircut,
Looks like Bad Bunny with it.
he looks exactly, and I hate Bad
It's
Bunny.
awful.
And Griff said something the other day that really resonated with me, and I hadn't thought of until he mentioned it. The age that Gunn is aiming for. Superman's like way young. He's like early
30s,
30s,
maybe,
early
or
30s.
yeah.
I'm okay with an older Batman.
Yep.
Batman is, as far as I understand it, and the way Snyder presented it, about 7 to 8 years older than Superman. I'm okay with
Yeah.
that. I'll even go 10, but more than that, it's just fucking weird. It's a little odd. I thought we were going to get a DC universe where we would essentially, form a Justice League. Here we have the Justice Society. This movie
Yeah, I
should be
mean,
called the Justice Society and Superman.
yeah, I mean they had
We
like an
have
arc with that in
everyone.
the animated series too. I also get them wanting to skip Origins. It's just DC's never been done right. Ever. The only characters I have are like Batman, some Superman films. That's it. Even Wonder Woman, eh. But no other
I
character's been
really,
done
I
right.
thought Wonder Woman was done right. I thought, well, the first
I
Wonder
think,
Woman.
well, first Wonder Woman movie's good. I think there's still just so much more to tell with the character.
Oh,
That's the
absolutely.
issue. A lot of these people he's bringing in are like 50, getting close, maybe some of them even pushing 60, and they can't do this for 5 to 10 years. And they're gonna have to be phased out and bring in the second generation. Because I mean,
I love the actor that he cast as Hal Jordan. I just
yes, I just wish he
don't
was younger. Because I do
like
want to
the
see more
fact that
Hal Jordan
he's,
stories.
yeah,
Because
he's
I
close
do
to
like,
60.
yeah, I mean, I do like John Stewart. I like bringing him in as the main Green Lantern. That's totally fine. But he's just writing off so many superheroes as they already had their time. Let's bring in the second generation, but we don't get to know the first generation. And the mass majority of the public never knew the first generation whatsoever. And they're just gonna know Hal Jordan's that old guy that helped John. When there's
You know,
so much more.
same thing can be said about the Batman, and I love Damian Wayne. Damian
Yeah,
Wayne is my
they're
favorite
skipping so
Robin,
much.
but most people are gonna be really well, the general audience is gonna be like, Batman has a son.
Yeah.
You have to gradually introduce that stuff. So, and I'm not opposed to Gunn doing Batman the Brave and the Bold, but I'm starting to worry.
Well, not to mention also real quick that with the Batman Brave and the Bold, with that right there, is that Batman is has to be like at least 15, 15 years older
Not
than
really. I mean,
Superman.
you can do Batman the Brave and the Bold and have a mid 40s Batman, which I'm okay with. I'm totally okay with if he's
But
mid
that's still like
40s.
15 years older than Superman, which is what I have the issue with.
It depends on
They should
how
make
old
Superman
Superman
older
is. If
then.
Superman's 35,
Then it's okay.
38,
Then I feel better about
then
it. But
yeah,
David doesn't look that old.
I don't think that dude's
I
younger than
don't think he's
35.
30.
And by the time this fucking movie comes out, he's gonna be
Well, it's already
31.
done filming.
And again, the Batman being mid 40s, which is the age he has to be if he's a dad, not only because you guys get on me on the comment, I could be a dad younger than, yes, but you can't have Damian Wayne unless James Gunn's a moron before you've had Dick Grayson. So Dick Grayson, if Damian Wayne's coming into the picture, he's already Nightwing, which means that he was under Batman's wing for 15
Uh,
years.
a long ass time.
Yeah,
Not
because
to
he raised
mention,
him. He was his ward.
still have Jason. Most people skip
Todd,
Kelly. That's
Barbara,
fine, but still, it's just it.
and I'm okay with that. It's just here's what I'm not okay with. I don't want a fucking 50 something year old Batman, which as of late, there was rumors that they wanted James Brolin for Green Lantern for Hal Jordan. I'm glad he shut that shit down. But they asked Josh Brolin, "Hey, so did you just say no to DC? Are you still in talks?" Oh yeah, no, I love James Gunn. I'm still in touch with them. There's a project I've been wanting to do that I want to do, and we'll see if it happens. That project is Batman. Josh Brolin was up for the role of Batman in Zack Snyder's Batman versus Superman. He hasn't explained what happened, but he was like, "Look, it fell apart. It didn't happen," and I'm saddened by it because I really wanted that fucking role.
Mhm.
I think Josh Brolin would be a good Batman. Certainly, he's got that physicality for it. I think he would. He rocked Cable. I think that dude would get in shape and just rock it. But
Yeah,
Josh Brolin is almost 60.
yeah.
So,
Not to mention the project's not going to start filming till he is 60.
yeah. So that's my issue with Josh as Batman. I don't,
Just give us Ben
I just,
Barnes.
yeah,
Give
just
us Ben.
my favorite live action Batman is Ben Affleck. Gunn and Saffron spoke to Ben Affleck, and there's a video out there where Ben says, "Man, whatever they're doing, I'm just not interested." That scares the shit out of him. I've said that every time we've talked about DC.
Yeah.
The fact that because you have to understand, this dude loves comic books. He built a Batcave in his fucking house. That's how much he's into Batman. They wanted him as director for something. Could have been Batman.
I think it
And I'm sure
was.
that at least James was like, "Hey, would you like to play him again?" But Ben said he's not interested. That scares the hell out of me. What did he see that was like, this is going to suck? Because you have to consider Ben came back for the Flash.
Yeah.
So if he was willing to come back from the, understandably, remember that the Flash went through numerous reshoots, numerous rewrites. And by the time that he probably wanted to bounce from that, he was already contractually obligated to fucking just film his scenes and take off. But now he's not under contract. So whatever he read, he was like, "This is going to blow ass. I don't want to be." He wants nothing to be a part of this. That scares me. Them potentially talking to Brolin, which again I think he's a phenomenal actor. I think he's got the physicality. He's scary as
Yeah.
all hell. He's a big dude, but he's up there in age.
I
I
don't see
I,
it.
I just don't see this David kid next to Josh Brolin's Batman.
Yeah. Especially
Could
like
could could they sell me on it? Like I'm saying this shit now. Maybe we see Josh in the bat suit and him standing next to Damian Wayne. It's a whole different story. But right now, man, he's up there.
this older DC just isn't it for me. I want to see these characters have stories, and especially with Superman supposed to be the inspiration for so many characters and so many people, and supposed to be the superhero. He is DC's superhero. Batman is definitely the more popular one, but Superman is pretty much by definition, and he's half the age of most of these characters. They've been doing this for his entire life. I would have to see how it pulls off. I feel like Superman Legacy, which is the true start, no matter what anyone says about Creature Commandos, that show could be the best thing in the goddamn world. Doesn't matter. Does not matter until Superman releases.
You know, if Superman and Batman are in similar age range, that's the DC I'm interested in. That's
Yes.
because they're essentially, as
Because
much as they don't stand each other, they're like brothers. It's like
yeah.
fucking Wolverine and Gambit. I mean, Wolverine and Cyclops standing next to each other. That's the dynamic you want to see. You want to at some point, and where the fuck is this movie? World's Finest, live action.
Yeah.
Give me that shit. Let's see that. Let's see Batman and Superman standing toe to toe, not agreeing with each other, but having a fight together to like, save the world. That's the fucking movie I'm waiting for. Not
Yeah.
and Batman the Brave and the Bold could be amazing. Could it be better than the Batman? Shit, I don't know right
It's
now.
unlikely. But it's just
Batman is
James Gunn.
solid, man.
It is. James Gunn titled this whole project Gods and Monsters. And so far from what we've seen, he's released very little furthering that. He's had like his initial slate. Sure, we've heard nothing except for about Superman, Creature Commandos, and a little bit about Supergirl, but nothing else that furthers those movies that were confirmed. Then
And I love the
he's,
casting on Supergirl. I think
yeah,
I
it's
think
perfect. Amelia
Millie
Alcox is going to do amazing.
looks great. I love
Yeah,
her in House of Dragon.
that's
She was the
actually,
best
I
part of
am,
House of Dragon for me.
yeah, I'm much more excited about that movie than I am anything I've seen about Superman. Easily. It's just, he doesn't seem to have things connected. And I think he's letting Twitter affect him way too much. He has a business partner supposed to take care of business. Marketing is part of business. I get James Gunn's a bigger name, but make an official DC account, put everything through there. Not James Gunn. Peter Safran should be the one in charge of it, pushing everything forward. James Gunn needs to
I
let
can't tell
every
you right now
single
what Peter
rumor.
Safran does.
Neither can I. He just gets
I
paid.
don't
That's
know.
all I know.
I
All he
think he's
does.
the guy that like tries to put out Gunn's fires.
Yeah. And
Because Gunn
he
gets
doesn't get
into
paid
stupid
enough.
arguments with fans. On a personal level, I've never really been a fan of James Gunn. He's just a weird fucking dude. A couple of tweets that he did. There's
Yeah.
rumors and there's things that he says about children that doesn't sit right. His ex-wives call him a weirdo for what he was married to Pam from The Office. Damn, she was fucking hot. And she's had not the best things to say about him. He's just a weird dude. I don't know where his head's at. As far as DC, like I wouldn't have announced Batman the Brave and the Bold. I would have fucking announced
That is,
Batman.
you don't announce like he announced like what 10 projects with a lot more to come. He should have announced 3. The most disappointing part about this all is James Gunn has canceled several projects already. He passed up on the Cape Crusader, which did amazing numbers. So great. He passed up on Batman Beyond, which was going to be made by the same animation studio that did the Spider-Verse movies. And the concept art, if you haven't seen it, looks
It's amazing.
tremendous. They passed it up. And the worrisome thing is that they've confirmed Bane and Deathstroke, and this is DC's last chance.
Which
If this fails, they are never recovering. No one's going to trust them again. They're going to have to sell rights to different studios or sell it entirely because they can't handle their shit. This is third attempt. People are tired of it.
and
They
it's
need to
it's
get it right.
sad because as much as Griffin and I like Marvel, and I love Marvel. I got fucking
Yeah.
Daredevil tattooed on my arm, Gambit, X-Men, the Avengers. As much as I love that, I've said it numerous times. DC is my home. My number one favorite superhero all is Batman, and will always be Batman. So we're going on 18 years that DC just can't get their shit right. They
Yeah.
they can't. We're not talking about the Christopher Nolan movies. Those movies were great, except for the third one. But after that,
Yeah.
the Snyderverse, if you will. Well, before the Snyderverse, fucking Green
Before
Lantern
that.
crashed and burned. They had to
Yeah.
recalibrate everything. And then we got Man of Steel. Man of Steel, I'll Die on This Hill. It's a solid movie.
I
It's
agree.
a movie I can rewatch.
Yeah.
You got a good Superman. You got a dude that looks like Superman. Some casting choices that are a bit weird there, like Amy Adams playing fucking Lois Lane. I just never.
Yeah.
The introduction of Kryptonite in this universe was is still dumb as fuck to me.
Yeah.
Lex knew about Kryptonite before fucking anyone else. Lex was weird as all hell. We all know that. Yes, Zach got messed with a lot. A
Hmm.
lot of his shit got switched around, but a lot of that is also his fault. We're not going to get into that. The power struggle over at DC is I don't understand why you just can't
It's the
find
way of
someone, put them in
everything.
charge, let them run it, and then also who you finally do it with James Gunn and Peter Safran. In my opinion, I hope I'm dead wrong. They don't know what they seem like they don't know what the fuck they're doing with it. It's like
A
when you give
scatterbrained.
a kid a brand new toy and he just trashes it instead of playing with the thing and enjoying it. It's weird to see it.
Yeah.
DC has some of the best lore, some of the most awesome superheroes, and they just can't get their shit right.
It's so disappointing.
It happened. I'm not gonna sit here and defend Marvel. It happened to Marvel in the
Yeah.
early 2000s. It happened to Marvel twice, and they got their shit on lock.
Yeah.
Say what you want about the state that Marvel's in now, but
It's
still in
still better than how it was.
leaps and bounds over DC. Here, we're going on 18 years that we've been through different management, I think 5 times now,
At
and
least.
still we keep getting this shit. Just so that you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. So James Gunn created, wrote, and directed the Peacemaker. So he
That
does
was good.
Peacemaker, right? Not a horrible show. I finally got around to watching it, which only pisses me off even further. I didn't want to watch it. Peacemaker's not for me. I saw it because a couple of friends kept recommending it.
Yeah.
I laughed, thought it was funny, thought it was good. John Cena's solid.
Yes.
Then we get the whole restructuring.
Oh my. Yeah.
So it's all down to garbage. It has nothing to do with the new DC Studios universe, whatever. Filming season two, which has nothing to do with it doesn't connect. I don't know what the fuck James Gunn is thinking.
Dude,
Why
James Gunn doesn't even
doesn't
fucking know. He's cherry picking, and then he on documented says this is canon. Fast forward 2 months, he said, "I never said that. That's not canon. That's not happening. We're not doing
it's
that."
the weirdest
It's
shit in the
bullshit.
world. And what's going to happen
So
and this is
frustrating.
what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of Superman. I don't care about Creature Commandos. I'm not
Yeah,
counting that fucking thing. I'm not.
we'll probably
We
still
may
watch
watch
it,
it.
but
Yeah, but I'm not counting it.
no.
If the money's smart, the smart money is that Superman's not going to do great. And here's why. So I don't care what any of you guys say. Go back and go to Google, check this shit out. So no Superman movie ever has done fantastic numbers. None of them have been like, oh my God, that shit just made DC so much money. None of them have. Not
None of
even
them are
the
broken 700.
yeah, not even the Donner movies, which are the first two are amongst the better ones, sadly. Man of Steel didn't do $1 billion.
Or
It didn't.
close to
Yeah. What did it do? Like 600 mil?
663, I think.
Yeah. See? So there you go. I know they're separated by dates, but this is going up directly against the
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
We're watching both, but if it was on the same day, I'm watching Fantastic Four. I'm
I
telling you
would
right now.
honestly, I'd probably watch, especially since like we have seen first images, we saw the teaser, we've seen the costumes. Dude, I'd probably watch Fantastic Four twice before I go watch Superman, if I'm being honest.
Now, I have my worries about Fantastic Four, but they have nothing to do with the current cast or the director. My worries
Yeah.
about Fantastic Four is its predecessors. It's never been done right. But James Gunn sitting at home like in his fucking weird t-shirts, like fighting with fans instead of ensuring and doing everything he possibly can to make sure that Superman does as much money as it should
He
do a
needs to
billion.
trust his marketing team, and he doesn't seem to trust anyone at DC. He seems to think he has to do all this himself, and I could just be wrong, but just my impression with it because he's doing things that is by no means anything he should be doing. And instead of just saying, "You'll
Look,
see,
the
we'll
main
prove you wrong," he gets like as Edward said, these petty arguments don't
yeah,
matter.
and he goes
Actions
back
versus
and forth with
words.
fans, and he's like, "Well, how do you know?" Dude, you sound like you're fucking five.
Yeah,
my 8-year-old daughter has better arguments than you.
Yeah.
She'll like literally be like, well, this is why I think we should do this, Daddy. James gonna be like, well, why? How do you know? Dude, you're at a kindergarten. Grow the fuck up. The dude looks like Superman. I'm not complaining about David. I'm looking at the guy right now, except for when he's Clark. She does look like fucking Bad Bunny. That sucks balls. But the dude looks like Superman. I don't hate the suit. I actually, I'm okay
I
with
like the
this.
suit. I
I've
like the
never
other suits in
loved
the
a
movie.
Superman suit. I've never seen a Superman suit and be like, God damn, I'm cosplaying that for Halloween. It's, because I'm just don't feel that way about Superman. But when I look at the suit, I'm like, oh, it looks like Superman.
Yeah.
I'm not even complaining about some Snyder fans. Like, oh, he's got shorts back on. To me, Superman's always had the stupid
Yeah.
trunks on. That doesn't. I'm not anti David because I was pro Cavill. I don't work that way. It's not like I didn't shit on Pattinson because Affleck was out. I shitted on Pattinson because I was like, fuck, it's the Twilight kid, man.
Yeah.
And he proved me wrong. He played a great Batman. Fuck, that movie's fantastic.
Yeah.
I I think the chick that's playing Lois looks more like Lois than fucking Amy Adams
Yeah.
did.
Cast for overall looks, except for a couple, looks pretty good.
This chick's wearing purple and this bitch has purple eyes.
Yeah.
Probably contacts, but
Still
that's Lois
cool.
Lane. The chick that's playing Hot Girl. I think she's hot. I think she looks good as Hot Girl. I don't like that fucking suit.
Yeah. The
I
suit's a
heard
bit
her
old.
explain the suit, and I'm like, okay, I'm liking what I'm hearing. I'm not shitting on this movie to shit on it. I don't want it to fail. If this fails, I'm fucked.
Yes. Because they're never gonna Batman.
This because I'm never getting Batman.
If Superman
So I
fails,
don't,
they can't continue.
or I'll eventually get a Batman movie, and probably a really good Batman movie. But I'm never going to see fucking Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and Flash standing side by side together saving the Earth. That I still can't believe. In a world where we have several really good Avengers movies,
Yeah.
and we're probably on the verge of getting the best live action X-Men movie,
Mm.
still don't have a really good fucking Justice League movie. Not a
Yeah.
proper Justice, because I love the Snyder Cut. I
I
think
wouldn't
that
call it
movie's
a
great.
proper Justice League movie.
No, because there's no Green Lantern, and that I still don't get that. Like,
That's
why the
because
f
Warner Brother was stupid, and they said Martian Manhunter can't put John in there. They had it filmed
I
too.
know, I
It's
know, and
bullshit.
that only further pisses me off
But
because
hey,
that's
I mean,
I know
at least
Zach's got
Gunn
his
has like
mistakes. I know
complete
he makes
control.
his yep, that also scares me too.
Yeah.
Because what he's done with complete control hasn't wowed me. And DC should wow us. We should be looking at this shit like, fuck, dude, that I can't wait for this movie. Am I highly anticipating Batman the Brave and the Bold? No. If I die tomorrow, will I die unhappy because I didn't see that movie? No, because I'm getting Daredevil in fucking March,
Yeah.
bitches. Because I'm getting an X-Men movie, a proper X-Men movie. Because
Yeah.
I finally fucking saw Wolverine in this blue and yellow suit.
But
This
that's what we
shit,
need to
man.
feel from DC, and we should have felt that
That's
years ago.
the moment we had confirmation that he was back in his yellow suit. I was ready for that movie. I had no idea that Gambit was going to be in that movie.
Yeah.
No idea. This was just me basing off of Wolverine and Hugh Jackman saying the yellow and blue suit's coming, guys. That's all I needed. That movie sold itself with that. And
Yeah.
I was so ready. I was an opening night, dude. I was in. Here, I'm just like, well, let's see what happens. But it's
Yeah.
probably going to be bad. And that I hate saying that shit about DC because James Gunn again, he knows comics. That's what's weird about this to me is we have a guy who reads comics. We have one of us there. Like before we used to talk about the state of
Yeah.
DC and we're like, Jesus Christ, these fucking executives, just get a guy in there who reads comics. We got that guy,
But now he's also
but
an executive. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's gonna be.
I hope I'm
I
wrong. I
can't
hope that
wait for next summer. Next summer
I,
is gonna be huge.
I hope that a year from now I'm like, dude, Superman was so good.
I hope so too.
I can't wait for but even then, the rest of the projects I'm not it's Creature Commandos,
You don't care.
the Amanda Waller show. I don't give a fuck about the Amanda Waller show. I just
Yeah.
I don't. That's not
I do like his Booster Gold casting though. Well, the rumored Booster Gold casting. I do like that.
yeah, but again, okay, so like if I was in charge of and I'm sorry to keep going back to Marvel, but you have to use it to compare. If I was in charge of Marvel and I was putting out shit like
The Marvels.
The Kitty Pryde movie with her little dragons instead of fucking, I don't know, the X-Men, you'd be like,
I'm a huge fan of Kitty Pryde, but even I know that's wrong.
exactly. Or like if I did like instead of doing, I don't know, fucking the Gambit solo movie, if I was like, yeah, we're putting out Jubilee and Kitty Pryde, the miniseries, you'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? Before you put these things out like Creature Commandos, who fucking no one cares about, dude, put out your three big guns. You
Yeah.
have Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Get them
Don't put
out
out the
there
risky
first.
projects. You need to make money to spend
And I
money.
and I understand James Gunn because he's like, well, I made the Guardians of the Galaxy and nobody knew who the fuck they were, and that was risky as hell. But you
And
don't have to
Marvel
do
had
that
billions
here.
of dollars already.
But you don't have to do that here because here you're the boss.
Yeah.
Just dude, seriously, put out Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and then get like we have a Swamp Thing movie coming out probably before Batman. I love Swamp Thing, but I know who the fuck Swamp Thing is. I've read the comics.
Hmm. Good Max show too.
Does does the does the general audience know who Swamp Thing is? No. If you put out a fucking Doctor Faith movie, no one knows who Doc. Yeah, you could make the argument. Well, nobody knew who Doctor Strange was, but Marvel, as Griff said, was established. We're not
Yeah.
established in DC. People don't give. I mean, people. I've seen it, man. I'm at restaurants. I'm at a get together with friends, and you talk about the next DC project, and people roll their fucking eyes. They're like, "Ah, is it Batman? No, it's gonna suck ass.
Yeah.
No one
Then they turn
cares."
to Marvel and they want to talk about Marvel. They get excited. The light goes up in their eye. Even with the recent bad projects, they're still excited for Marvel. And next year, they have a fantastic slate. The only bad thing's Ironheart out of the list of like 6 projects. All of them are going to be great. And
And here
DC
in
has
DC,
Superman, and Superman just doesn't look good. We'll see what happens when we get a trailer because we're going to get a trailer. Super Bowl. Super Bowl, we're going to get a trailer.
we should get a trailer before Super Bowl, a teaser trailer before
I'd
Super
hope
Bowl.
so, but we'll see.
Just to get a glimpse of what, and then if that trailer sucks, that's it, right?
Yeah.
Because trailers can trick you into being good trailers and sucky movies. But if a trailer sucks, 9 times out of 10, the movie's gonna blow.
Yeah.
We told you that about the Joker. We were dead right. You guys were like, no, you guys haven't even seen the movie. Well, none of us had. It was just a trailer. Well, based on just that fucking trailer, we told you that movie was gonna suck ass. And
We couldn't have been
I
more right.
no, that movie's it's fucking horrible. It's I never want to watch that movie. And I say that about a lot of movies, but I will watch the rest that I've said no to instead of watching this shit.
Yeah.
I just don't want to ever
Yeah.
again. It's that fucking bad. There's nothing enjoyable about it. Yes, Lady Gaga is a great singer, but that
Movie
Elvis was
sucks.
a great singer. He sucked at acting. That doesn't two and those two don't go together all the time, you know. Taylor
Yeah.
Swift is a great singer. Can she act? I don't know. It's you know, people are like, well, we want her for Dazzler. There's porn stars that look like Emma Frost doesn't mean you're gonna hire them because they look like her. They can't act. So the state of DC, man, it's got me worried. It's had me worried for months now. I hadn't realized for how many months this shit has had me worried.
Let's know what you think about DC. It's just it's a mess.
Or have you guys abandoned it completely? Do you not
Yeah.
care? Are you only in here for the Penguin and the sequel to the Batman? Which again, the fact
Completely
that that's
valid.
coming out in 2026 is fucking stupid. It's dumb as all hell.
It
He
is.
wants it as far from his Superman project as possible because, I mean, well, yeah, I mean, if that was coming out in the same month, I would watch, other than the fact that for this channel, but if not, I'd watch
I
Fantastic
watched the
Four
Batman. Yeah.
and fucking Batman, and I would not watch Superman. If Superman next year does 400 million at the box office, 30 million domestically, and that shit's released on Max within a month, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Sadly, I think you're right, and I have a feeling many of you guys are going to agree.
However, if it
S-
does $1 billion and it's crazy, then I will be happily surprised. I will
Yeah.
be, and I hope I hope it's the latter. I hope I'm
I
surprised
really
by it.
hope
I
so
hope it's a
too. I
great
want to.
project.
We want to love DC.
My smart money is this thing's going to do like 40 million domestically, 400 million at the box
I don't
office.
think it's going to crack 400.
That's fucking sad.
Yeah.
That means we're dead.
Sadly so. And
Well, at least we have Marvel.
at least we have Marvel. We got some good Star Wars, but
We're in the X-Men saga, bitches.
can't wait.
That's the next saga. I don't care
It
what
is.
anyone says.
No,
We're
it is. It's
the
been
Mutant
confirmed.
Saga. Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see some good DC, go check out our most recent Penguin review. This is a fantastic show. It's on Max. Colin Farrell and Kristen Milotti are fantastic. I cannot recommend this show more.
I can't agree. That's a fantastic show. It shows that DC does have good shit.
But again, if Gunn claims he had no part in the Joker, he has no part in the Penguin. Goes both ways.
I agree. And he's taking credit for Penguin.